The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Darren Muji continues to be proactive. Joe Tippmann has been extended. Real Jets news to discuss. It's the Jake Asman Show. Oh, by the way, the Knicks are world champs. Let's hit it and get it started.
We sitting in here, we excited as hell.
Now it's time to get to work. Are you a happy guy?
Oh my goodness, let's go!
I haven't felt joy talking about the Jets in a long time. When they announced it, I went, yeah! Jets, let's go! A new chapter for the Jets has started. Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji are tasked with shaping the future of this franchise. Will they be the ones to finally get it right? We will be here for every step of the journey on the Jake Asman Show, breaking down all the storylines, every game, and everything in between. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super Chats, baby. Cut the line. The Jake Asman Show starts right now.
Here we go, Jet fans and Knicks fans. Welcome in, everybody. We are live on a Monday. We are presented by PrizePicks. Click the thumbs up button and make sure, if you're not a subscriber to the channel, that you hit the subscribe button and join us along for the ride. The first thing I did this morning when I landed at JFK, I had a wedding in Boston yesterday. I was a groomsman. The first thing I did when I arrived this morning was go down to Madison Square Garden and spend a ridiculous amount of money to buy as much NBA Knicks championship swag as I could get, which means I want to spread the love. End of our shows today. The hat I'm wearing, I bought another one to raffle away for all my fellow Knicks fans. So we're going to talk plenty of Knicks, talk about the champs. I also posted a 3-hour video on the channel yesterday of me breaking down the Knicks' magical run on ESPN New York. I did a radio show from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. So I know there's a lot of Knicks fans who want to talk Knicks, and we certainly will. And we're going to do an Asmaniac meetup at the parade as well. So stay tuned for details on that. But real Jet news to dive into, and then we'll open it up on your phones to get into all of it. Let's break down the Joe Tippmann extension. That's right. Darren Muji has been busy with proactive extensions. And arguably the player with the best hair on the team is the latest to get a new deal. The Jets this morning locked up Joe Tippmann with a 4-year extension for $62 million. Now, with any football extension, the first thing you do is you check out the guarantees in the contract. The guaranteed money is being reported as $34.9 million. So 4-year deal, $34.9 million guaranteed. I looked up where that would rank Joe Tippmann among his peers as far as salary for a guard. Tippmann, who's still just 25 years old, oh, by the way, is now the 15th highest paid guard on annual average value. That's from SpotTrack. He's one spot ahead of the Brown Zion Johnson, who was the highest paid guard to change teams during free agency this offseason. It's also being reported that Tippmann's guaranteed money is front-loaded into the first 2 years of the contract. So from a Jets standpoint, I think this is a no-brainer by Darren Muji and company. I think you're getting a player who is still young and ascending, who is versatile and team first. He could play center. He could play guard. We could debate if he's better at one or the other. But Joe Tippmann, we know, is a solid football player who's a good leader, a hard worker. And again, when you extend one of your own, it sends the right message to the locker room if you're the Jets. I think Darren Muji and Aaron Glenn got this right. Now, Joe Tippmann is someone that I think has proven to be, at the bare minimum, a good football player, right? We know the circumstances for the Jets, given their quarterback situation, is not ideal. And Tippmann, Armand Membu, and Olu Fashanu now all being locked up. the tackles still being on their rookie deals, Tippmann now getting an extension. You have 3 of your 5 offensive linemen that you feel really good about. And I am a believer in the tomato can theory when it comes to offensive line. I believe you could have a good offensive line in the NFL if you have at least 3 of your 5 starters that are above average to very good. As long as the other 2 of the 5 aren't tomato cans, I think you have a good offensive line in today's NFL. If you have at least 3 above average starters, and the Jets, I believe, do, Tippmann's above average. I think Armand Bembou could be special. I think he's a Pro Bowler this year and a potential All-Pro. And I think Olu is a guy that has been good, and I think now another year he could be great. 3rd year for Olu Fashanu. I'm excited to see what he could do. So I think when you have 3 guys now locked up, you feel good about your offensive line going forward. And what I like about what the Jets have done here is they have clearly operated with a plan. Their plan is to surround whoever the quarterback might be with an infrastructure that will allow them to have a chance to be successful. We've seen the Jets draft the quarterback in the top 5, and that quarterback steps into an environment where the O-line stinks, the receivers stink, the offensive coaching stinks, and that player has no chance. There's a guy named Sam Darnold who won a Super Bowl this year. He was drafted by the Jets. Remember him? That was the right pick. That was the right player. They didn't give him a chance. So I have no idea what the 2026 season is going to look like, how many wins the Jets are going to have, how Geno Smith, who I think could still at least be an average starter in this league, even coming off a bad year with a dysfunctional Raiders team. I don't know how Geno's going to play overall. I do know that whoever the quarterback is a year from now is going to be stepping into an environment where the offensive line looks solid. You have a number 1 receiver locked up in Garrett Wilson. I think all of us are encouraged about what a guy like Omar Cooper Jr. and Kenyon Sadiq can be. It's a projection, but we like the chances of them being good players. I think we're excited to see what Mason Taylor in year 2 can be. I think we're excited about the possibility of A.D. Mitchell really finding a home with the Jets. Breece Hall was extended. You have him guaranteed for at least 2 more years. Tippmann's deal basically guarantees him, as we talked about in the open, for 2 more years. You have the makings of a professional offense for whoever the quarterback is a year from now. Glenn's got to win games to be the head coach a year from now. Geno's got to play well enough to be the bridge a year from now, because the Jets with 3 first-round picks, they have engineered this rebuild to try and build the team and then insert the quarterback into an offense that actually has talent and has playmakers to help said quarterback not fail like what happened with Sam Darnold. Sometimes you just draft the wrong guy. Zach Wilson stinks. It doesn't matter what offense the Jets had around him. It didn't matter. Zach Wilson went elsewhere, and he couldn't even get on the field. He's a number 3 quarterback in the league now for a reason. Sam Darnold, teams knew he had talent. That's why he kept getting opportunities to be a starter or a backup. So sometimes you just draft the wrong guy. Sometimes you draft the right guy and you fail that player. That was Sam Darnold. And the Jets, I believe, are learning from that mistake with this regime because they have gone out there and they have invested heavily in their offense. They extend Tippmann. They extend Breece. A year ago, they extended Garrett. They made a shrewd trade to get A.D. Mitchell in the Sauce Gardner deal. Darren Muji's going to have to take the big swing on quarterback, I believe, in the 2027 NFL draft. But he has at least given himself a chance. Unlike Mike McCagnon, who drafted Sam Darnold, he has at least given himself a chance where if he picks the right player, like McCagnon ironically did, that quarterback might not be screwed. Now, we might need to get the right head coach and the right offensive coordinator for that quarterback a year from now if Aaron Glenn doesn't turn things around and show that he at least can be a competent coach and the Jets could look like a functioning team this year, win 7 or 8 games, and he could save his job. But at least big picture, why I'm optimistic on the Jets and their future is I believe in the general manager. I think Darren Muji's good. I think he's got a plan. I think he is someone that has earned respect around the league. Anyone I have spoken to, it's always the same conversation when you talk about the Jets with people around the league, right? These people are other coaches, agents, for both players and coaches, scouts, front office people. I don't know about your head coach, but Darren Muji is really good. I think you guys have a GM. And I think this is another example of that. I mean, it wasn't that long ago. The Jets never extended any of their own. And now, look what they've done since Darren Muji's been here. Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, Joe Tippmann. These guys all extended early. And when you extend a player early, you save big picture. As long as you got that player under contract and he continues to perform, Joe Tippmann being the 15th highest paid guard now, I'm fine with that. Because I think you could say he's been slightly above average in his Jet tenure, but I think there's nuance to that conversation. I like the fact he could play center or guard. The Jets were really healthy on the offensive line a year ago. Obviously, AVT went down in the week before the year started, but from week 1 on, they played the same 5 guys. That doesn't happen in the NFL. So odds are there's going to be an injury or two this year the Jets have to deal with. And the fact that Tippmann could slide in at center and guard, that's super helpful. Dylan Parham can also play center and guard. You have versatility there. Josh Myers, who's their center right now, he could play center and guard. I like the state of the offensive line. I like the fact that the Jets have 3 guys that are all now signed long-term that are 25 years old or younger. I think there's a lot to like about how the Jets have built this team. Now, that doesn't mean they're going to be great this year or end the playoff drought. Because, again, when you don't have a head coach and you don't have a quarterback, it's hard to win. And I'm more optimistic about Geno resembling the Seattle version of himself or being a closer version to that player than I am Aaron Glenn being a good head coach, but he's at least going to get the opportunity with a professional roster. No one can say the Jets roster is dog crap. It's the worst in the league. It's not. Compare the Jets offensive talent to a lot of other teams, you'd be surprised. Now, again, this is me saying Geno Smith, I think, could be average. If he plays how he did last year with Vegas, and that's who he now is, then, yeah, the Jets are going to struggle because it's a quarterback league at the end of the day. But if Geno is competent, if he's average, if he's 75% of what he was when he was in Seattle, there's no excuse for the Jets to not be a professional team this year. To start 4-4 through their first 8 and actually give this fan base a season. Start actually giving us something to believe in, right? The Knicks championship run, if you want to use the cross-sport comparison, they didn't just all of a sudden just win. They hired Tom Thibodeau and Leon Rose together, and the first year they took over a team that won 31 games, and they won 40-something games and made the playoffs and restored order, respectability. That's where the Jets need to get back to first. They're in hell right now. You can't get to the top of the mountain from hell in a year. You have to start climbing out of hell and get above ground and then continue your build. And moves like signing Tippmann, I think, help you do that. Darren Muji has now extended. Tippmann, Breece, Garrett, Jeremy Ruckert, nice role player who has bought in to what the Jets want to be. These are the right messages it sends to the locker room. Again, the Jets never used to extend any of their own, and now they have. And if you look at the Jets' upcoming free agents, I mean, their entire offense is now under contract for another year besides Geno. And if they want to keep Geno, they obviously can. You hope they want to keep Geno. That means he played well. Maybe he's the bridge, or maybe he played so well, we go into next year thinking he's the starter. With someone behind him that they draft, who knows? The point is, if you look at the projected starting offense for the Jets, they are all under contract now for at least another year. That to me is exciting because there's a chance that there's really something being built here the right way. And the Jets have tried it where they have relied on the quarterback to be the savior. And that's not what you want. You want the quarterback to be lifted up by the organization. That's what they told they were going to do to Zach Wilson. And at times, they actually gave Zach more than certainly Sam Darnold had, and it didn't work. Because, again, sometimes you could pick the wrong player. But at least early on, I think we like how Muji is drafted, right? I think we like what he did this year. I think year one, we're encouraged certainly about Armand Membu. Mason Taylor, I think, is going to be a good player. We'll see what happens with Azareye'h Thomas and some of the other day 3 picks. But at the bare minimum, I think we have a general manager. We have someone who has a vision, who has respect around the league, who has an idea what he's doing. And I think getting Tippmann signed is the latest example of such. Plus, he's a friend of the show, so we'll have to get Joe Tippmann back on, hopefully before training camp. But think about it. The only noteworthy free agents the Jets now have going into 2027 are Geno, Harrison Phillips, Kingsley Enagbare, David Oyamata, Deshaun Wright, and Andre Cisco. Cisco might not even make the team this summer. The entire offense is locked up. That's encouraging. Again, it's one of the rare times in Jet history I can remember where I actually feel better about the New York Jets offense than I do the New York Jets defense. It's a weird feeling. There's a lot of weird feelings I'm experiencing. The Knicks are NBA champions, baby. Unreal. So, Jet fans, you tell me your thoughts on the extension that the Jets have gotten done with Joe Tippmann. I'm all for it. I think it makes a ton of sense. And I think ultimately Tippmann is a good player. He's still not being paid like he's a great player. He's the 15th highest paid guard. By doing it early, you give the players security, and the Jets gave themselves better value. And Tippmann's been durable in his career. So I don't mind making the investment. Plus, I know he's a good guy. I know he's a good leader. I hear how his teammates talk about him. Good team building strategy by the Jets. How often have we been able to say that? So shout out to Joe Tippmann. Congrats to him. Good job by Darren Muji. There is a real infrastructure in place for the New York Jets. And I think that's encouraging. Hit the like button if you're just joining us. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. I will have a big announcement later for a full new set of raffle prizes, but I can already share this. Signed Wayne Corbett football is among our prizes. And at the end of our shows today, if you want the hat I'm wearing, the official locker room hat for the NBA champion New York Knicks, gift a membership, send me a Venmo or a super chat, $10 or higher to qualify to purchase raffle entries. These hats are sold out. You're going to have to wait till August if you try and order on Fanatics. I went down to the MSG team store today at 9 a.m. and was able to buy a bunch of stuff, including the Larry O behind me that I plan to wear to the parade on Thursday. World champion Knicks, man. World champion Knicks. I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
See y'all. Never.
The New York Knicks are world champions. Let's go. The comeback Knicks have done it. They are now the champion New York Knicks. This is a championship that will last a lifetime. We may never, ever see something like what we saw from these New York Knicks.
The Knicks are finally NBA champions once again.
And if you are a long-suffering, diehard Knicks fan, this night and this run is for you. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Thank you to Gator for that awesome open. Thank you to Gator for putting together the 3 hours of my radio show that I did at 2 in the morning. 2 hours, 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. We cut out all the commercials and gave all the Asmaniacs the full show up on the YouTube channel. So check it out if you want more Knicks coverage. Obviously, we opened today with some real Jet news. Programming note, mini camp starts tomorrow for the Jets, so the media will be out there for Tuesday and Wednesday. Usually teams cancel that last day, and they do like a team bonding activity instead. So we'll have immediate reaction to mini camp tomorrow on the show and Wednesday on the show. And I think it actually works out well because if Glenn cancels Thursday like all these teams do, that's the day of the Knicks championship parade, which I will be attending in the morning and the afternoon. So we will not have a show that day unless there's something crazy that breaks. But with that said, I want to hear from all the Jet fans, all the Knicks fans, everything that you want to discuss after the Jets got a deal done with Joe Tippmann and the Knicks became world champs. Reminder, Gangrene Beach Club is less than a month away. Buy your tickets, gangrenebeachclub.com, to spend the day at Ocean Casino and Resort at HQ2 with some of your favorite Jet content creators, reporters, and superfans. Again, links in the description. It's gangrenebeachclub.com to lock in your spot. Ladies and gentlemen, let's shout out the Doc. He is a diehard fan of the New York Knicks, and he got himself a championship. 20 gifted memberships from Doc Jet Fan. Let's go. A play that will live on forever. It's raining memberships courtesy of the Doc Jet Fan. If you hear your name called, thank Doc for making you a channel member. Again, the hat I'm wearing is the raffle prize today. These are sold out everywhere, so your best chance of not having to wait till August, unless you live in the New York area, or you can get to the MSG team store, is to try and win it here on the show. MC Mays, Admiral Moran, Greg CT, K Stacks, Peter Stakes, DJJM, Michael Big Castrata, Victor Wembanyama is a dirtbag, Jet Life, Venom AD, By Pharaoh Queen, Victor Wembanyama, Jalen Brunson showed you what a superstar looks like, V-True, Vladdy Fala Goat, NY27. Speaking of goats, Brunson is a goat. Travis Garnett, J-Pen4, Maurice Sports Cards, all receiving a gifted membership there from Doc Jet Fan. Let's go.
Who let the dogs out? Woo, woo, woo. Who let the dogs out? Woo, woo, woo.
I haven't had time to get the latest Mike Brown, who let the dogs out, when he did it at the podium with the trophy. But we'll add that to the drops because I was enjoying every second of that. Doc, thank you. You're in for 20. Black Gypsy is in for 1. Shout out to Black Gypsy for always supporting our show. Let's go, baby. Hit it. Mad Max, where you at?
Good job.
Thank you. Austria Jet Fan, you are in for 1. I appreciate
Good job.
Ozzy is in for 1. Thank you,
Good
Ozzy.
job.
Frank P says, Jake, put these in for Amanda. Frank P paying it forward for Amanda. Robin in the Asmaniac raffle for 1. Congratulations to Robin. He is a long-suffering Knick fan. Let's go.
Say, go New York, go New York, go! Go New York, go New York, go!
Unreal, man. Unreal. We're going to get to your calls coming up. Again, the big story, I led with it. Joe Tippmann extended, and the Knicks are world champions. Let me tell this story real quick. So I was a groomsman in a wedding yesterday. It was in Boston. I would not have gone to this wedding if it was just a friend. I would have been in San Antonio. That's where I would have been. So tells you how good of a friend this guy is. My friend Alex Levelwood, shout out to him, that I went to Boston of all places. So I'm with some of my college friends who are Knicks fans, and we're watching the game at the hotel lobby. The rehearsal dinner started at 6. It was over by 8. We were not going to miss tip-off. So we're locked in at the bar area, and they have the sound on the TV. So I'm like, okay, I'll watch the first half here. You know, if it gets too crazy or I start screaming and yelling and don't want to be seen in public, I'll go back to my hotel room and we'll watch the rest of the game. This hotel we're staying at did not have ABC. So at halftime, I went to change out of like the button-down shirt and dress pants I was wearing to put on my Knicks stuff. And I'm like, let me just get the game on the TV to watch the halftime show as I'm getting ready. They did not have ABC. Like, you got to be kidding me. They have NBC, CBS. They didn't have ABC in the hotel room. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So I'm like, well, I guess I'm stuck now watching the second half in the hotel lobby bar. The problem was there were like 3 other weddings happening in this hotel. So all these people start coming back in that aren't really Knicks fans or just casuals. And I'm sitting there losing my mind. I'll try and get some of the videos. Like, I'm like diving on the floor. I am like, I should not be around other human beings. And I tried to leave and I could not leave because it was the only way to watch the game. I didn't want to watch my phone and be delayed or worry about internet issues. I could not leave. So I am screaming and yelling, watching this game with two of my best friends from college who are huge Knicks fans. My friend Dan on the right there is a career loser until Saturday night. He became a champion for the first time. Met fan, Islander fan, diehard Jet fan, Knick fan, career loser until Saturday. Thrilled that he finally got to experience a championship. And it was unbelievable. Like it was like the craziest experience to try and watch the game in front of like strangers and all these people. Like I'm dying when OG missed one of the free throws and I dove on the floor. Like I was praying. Like it was, I'll try and find the video. Like this is why people were like, oh, how come you don't stream yourself watching the Jets? I'm like, because I don't want people to see what comes out of my mouth. It was unreal. And I wouldn't trade any second of it because I won the game. Had they lost, I would have been miserable the entire rest of the way. It was unreal. But the Knicks are world champions. And it's the second championship that I could claim as a fan. I will not claim the 4 titles in 5 years. The Yankees won, even though I was alive. I don't remember it enough to claim it. So this was the first championship I've experienced as a diehard fan since the 09 Yankees. Unreal. So that was my experience watching this. And then I hopped on the radio and did a show from the Business Center from 2 to 6 a.m. Crazy. Sean the Mailman says, congrats on the Knicks being champions. World champions, baby.
Say go New York, go New York, go! Go New York, go New York, go!
Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. Joe Tippmann extended, and the Knicks are world champions. It feels great. First up today is a guy who got us going with 20 memberships already. The Doc. Doc Jet fan is first. Hello, Doc.
Morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's a great morning. I'm so happy for guys like you, for your fans. There've been decades between championships in New York sports. I'm glad you got to feel and experience and see what this has all been about. I'm grateful to the Knicks. They are so likable. You know, the guys my age will talk to you, ad infinitum about the 60s and the 70s. This team is just as likable, worked just as hard, shared the ball just as well. I was emotional, I was euphoric, and I'm so happy for everybody to get to experience this past weekend. It's been awesome.
Doc, I'll tell you what, this team will go down as one of the most beloved New York sports teams of all time, and also at the same time, one of the most dominant New York sports teams of all time. And it's rare you can have that combination because, again, this came out of nowhere from the sense that the Knicks were a good team in the regular season. They had moments where they looked like an elite championship team, but they went 16-3 in the playoffs. They had the greatest playoff point differential ever. And even if you took out the 51-point win against the Hawks in Game 6, it still would be the greatest point differential ever. They won 15 of their final 16 games, including 3 on the road in the finals. It is a surreal experience to watch this team and watch what they did. And again, it is a championship that will last forever.
I agree. They outscored their opponents by 283 points. The last team that was close, which were 250 points, was 2017 Warriors. They had to change the rules because they were so good. So this Knicks team was as dominant. Now I have an enormous but, and I don't want anybody to accuse me of pissing on anybody's parade. But I got to tell you, had they not won this series, I don't think I ever could have watched another NBA game again, at least not with the same eye that it is true competitive sports and not entertainment. Because I've never seen refereeing, again, I've never, referees can call it any way they want. In the heat of battle, anything can happen. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I don't go for that stuff. But even the league office that had 24 hours to make a decision about the flagrant on Brunson, if you're holding a referee seminar, a textbook flagrant foul is somebody grabbing somebody by the neck, throwing them to the ground. So clearly the NBA is in the entertainment business, because if there's different rules for different players to this extent, I don't know how I can take it seriously. Again, not trying to piss on the parade. The Knicks, nobody can stop Brunson. Nobody can stop the Knicks. But the NBA did not do itself proud in this series, in my opinion.
I couldn't agree more. And Adam Silver got lucky that the Knicks were able to win that game and that Jalen Brunson wasn't seriously injured when Wembanyama committed a flagrant foul that could have seriously hurt Brunson. I mean, that was as clear of a landing path foul as you'll see. He would have been suspended for game 6. I think the NBA would have had no choice after what they've let him get away with in the series. I mean, that was disgusting. And the fact that the officiating right there missed that was it's just absurd. Thank God Brunson is a champion and the ultimate winner. And he was not going to let anything affect him Saturday night. But that was egregious. And that could have been the difference in the game if the Knicks didn't end up pulling it out. So I'm with you. I thought the officiating was terrible for most of the series.
And the league officials. I mean, Jake, you're 20 seconds left in the game. They didn't want Brunson on the line. He got absolutely mauled near the midcourt line, and they wound up putting Bridges on the line. Look, again, this is the greatest thing ever. I'm not trying to don't accuse me of putting a rain jacket on this whole thing. But, for every person who said to me in the 80s that Patrick Ewing went to the Knicks because there's conspiracy, they rigged the lottery balls, okay? Then you see the Mavericks trade Luka to one of the biggest markets, LA, and then go get the first pick in Cooper Flagg. I'm not sure what's real anymore, to be honest with you. And again, it's pretty outlandish what I'm saying, but I've never seen refereeing and I've never seen decisions by the league office as we saw. And despite that, the heart of Jalen Brunson overcame all. And by the way, he's a South Jersey guy like I am. He lives down the shore where we do. What you see is real. That is who he is. Yep. And I thank God that he's on our team. And it's just wonderful. Celebrate, enjoy. It's all great.
Doc, great call to start it off. It is surreal that the Knicks have a player as good as Jalen Brunson. And it's one of the great underdog stories ever. Because he is every sense of the word superstar. And he's a guy who is barely 6'1". And everything that he has had to overcome and all the people have questioned whether he could be good enough to lead this team and just he took over the game, man. I mean, that was a Jordan-esque performance. It's him and Jordan who have ever scored 45 or more in a closeout game on the road. I mean, that was game 6 in Utah in 98. He scored half of the Knicks' points. He scored every other point that the Knicks had in the game. What made that performance by Brunson so special is that it was just him. It's not like he had a running mate in this game. It wasn't him and OG. OG had an off night. Shot 3 of 11. Cat barely played. He had 2 points. It was just Jalen Brunson. They got a boost from McHale in the second quarter. Right? They were only down 5 at halftime, and every Knicks fan was like, we got him right where we want him. But, I mean, it is unreal what he did. He was just not going to let them lose. I mean, that was the closest thing we've seen to like a Kobe Jordan-esque type of performance. And Brunson is an immortal now. There will be a statue built. There'll be no one that will ever wear number 11 for the Knicks. He's in the Messier. He's in the Eli. He's in the Jeter. Like the all-time great winners and clutch performers. That's the conversation he's in. Ian O'Connor had a great story on Brunson. He's Jeter for the first 3 quarters and then Mariano in the fourth. For all my fellow Knick Yankee fans out there, it is surreal, man. And the way he acts is very Jeter and Kobe-esque. And how great was the moment with him hugging his dad right after they won. And Mike Breen saying, nothing in life is perfect, but there are perfect moments. Or some version of that quote, because Breen's a goat and nailed it. Just unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. I've never seen a team win the way the Knicks have and overcome the nonsense they've had to overcome throughout. I mean, the officiating was horrific. And it is pretty surreal to see the 180 that the NBA fan has done on Wemby. Most watched NBA finals in 30 years. And the takeaway from everyone who's not a Spurs fan coming out of it is that the golden child for the league is a dirty player who was classless in how he conducted himself before and after these games. And then the first thing that Brunson does when the Knicks win the title is not jump up and down and celebrate. He goes over and shakes Mitch Johnson's hand. Unbelievable. I absolutely had tears for watching them win. I just can't even imagine what I'd be like if the Jets ever won. Unbelievable. All right, we're going to get to more of your calls. The Rooster checking in. He's pumped about the Knicks. He's in the Asmaniac raffle 4-5. Let's go.
Who let the dogs out? Woo, woo, woo. Who let the dogs out? Woo, woo, woo.
The hat I'm wearing is the hat we're raffling away on our show today. Hey, shout out to Mimosa. She got her Sadiq jersey that she won on the show. Cisco won a prize and wanted to send it to Mimosa. And Mimosa, who is a huge Knicks fan, just dropped a gigantic Venmo, and she is in the raffle big time. Let's go.
Thank you, Mimosa, for your generosity and tremendous support of the Jake Asman Show.
Mimosa, an absolute legend. 40 raffle tickets for the start of a new week as the New York Knicks are NBA champions. And the parade is on Thursday, and I will be there.
Can't wait.
Let's go. If you're an Asmaniac coming to the parade, stay tuned. We're planning a meetup for all of us to watch this thing together. So stay tuned on that. Join my Patreon, get in the Discord. We'll have info there. And again, if you want more Knicks stuff, 3 hours of Knicks talk dropped on the channel yesterday. So get ready. Again, Mimosa, you are an absolute legend. Let's go.
We are mama way.
I was so happy for Beningo to see one of his teams win a championship. Joe has told me multiple times he didn't think he'd be alive to ever see one of his teams win and was dead serious when he said it. So I am so happy that Joe got to see the Knicks win because he has talked about how his team that he loves the most is the Jets, but the team that has given him the most heartbreak has been the Knicks because of all the times they've been close but haven't been able to get over the hump. Think about it. The Jets have just been bad. Like, we're just angry with them. There's not heartbreak. There's heartbreak for the Jets when they lost in Pittsburgh in the AFC title game. There was heartbreak when they blew it in Buffalo in 2015. But you got to be good to get to the heartbreak. The Knicks in their history in the 90s were good every year. They just ran into the greatest player ever multiple times or got screwed by David Stern in the Heat series in 97. Or all the battles with Reggie or Halliburton's shot somehow going in last year. And they finally have delivered a championship. Finally.
Who let the dogs out? Woo, woo, woo. Who let the dogs out? Woo, woo, woo.
Unreal. Let's keep rolling with your calls as we talk all things Knicks. Joe Tippmann extension. It's a good day. It is a very, very good day. Keep it rolling. Hit it.
The only thing better than Alden shoes is Joey D. Cozy totally rules. Jake, my brother, I'm high as a kite. I love everybody. Damn, this show is crazy.
Go, New York. Go, New York. Go. Jake, man. Fuck. What a feeling. First championship for me as well. You know, I was crying a lot. Felt good. It's Knicks were my first team until I was probably about 11 or 12, and then the Jets became my first. But the Knicks are right there, man. I'm old enough to remember when you know Hakeem hit Starks on that corner three in Game 6 and hit him in his arm, and you know they didn't call it and we lost that finals, but. To beat the NBA, to beat the refs, to beat the Spurs, because I'll tell you what, man, that's a young, good team that we beat there, and they're gonna be a team to reckon with moving forward, and the feeling is unbelievable.
I hope Wemby never wins. I hope it's like the 2012 Thunder. Everyone said they'll be back, and they never were. I didn't realize how big of a dirtbag Wembanyama was. Like, honestly, I cannot stand him. Like, the NBA is so lucky Jalen Brunson is an immortal, because if they had lost that, if the Knicks had lost, the biggest story in the recent history of the finals would be the debate on whether or not Wembanyama would be suspended for Game 6, and he absolutely should be. And I would have no problem if they suspended him and the Knicks won. No asterisk at all. Don't be a dirtbag, and you won't get suspended.
Do you think they would have? I don't think they would.
I don't know. I just, there's people that are really like knowledgeable on the NBA that aren't Knicks fans, that are unbiased, say that they'd have to suspend him. Like I heard Bill Simmons and Zach Lowe saying they would. I don't believe they would, though. It's entertainment. He's their golden boy.
And the fact that Brunson came back after that, did what he did, and then obviously we all watched the entire through the night. He was limping around. He was affected by that. Like,
he was running on adrenaline, man.
Oh my God, big body Brunson. I still can't eat. Like, the officiating was so bad that Cat barely played the last 2 games. And you have to love how Brunson's the type of player that normally, like, defense is like a player like, a comparable like James Harden. He starts off and, he's hot the first 2 games, and then defenses kind of learn him and break him down, where it's the opposite, where Brunson was like struggling to find his niche the first 2 games. And then games 3, 4, and 5, you just saw that his superpower is clutch. He's just unbelievable. When he made that layup on Wemby and gave him that bump, and Wemby's big ass Frenchman arm, and and then the 3, oh my God, man. It just doesn't feel like
it's
we
crazy.
Deserve it, but it feels so good.
And I said this on the radio the other night. So much of the Knicks' ineptitude the last 25 years has been about, well, they're always chasing the savior. They're chasing the superstar. LeBron was supposed to come here. KD was supposed to come here. Kyrie was supposed to come here. They were supposed to get that savior in the lottery, right? It was supposed to be Porzingis. It was supposed to be Zion. It was always about chasing the savior. And the guy who ends up being the superstar that this fan base has been desperate for since Patrick Ewing is a guy that was initially thought of as an overpay. And, Jalen Brunson sweepstakes, that's sad. That's embarrassing. And he's the greatest free agent signing in NBA history and the greatest free agent signing in New York sports history.
My brother is my witness. When we signed Jalen Brunson, he was kind of like, what about Brunson? I'm a big Luka fan. So I watched Dallas the year prior, and I watched Brunson cook that whole time Luka wasn't in there. So when we got Brunson, I was like, listen, man, for a place that no stars want to come, he's a baller. Like, he could score the rock. And to see where we are 4 years later, I kind of inside wish that Thibs could get some type of credit here. Because, I love Mike Brown, and he was fantastic with the adjustments. He was levels ahead of Mitch Johnson in this series. And you got to give him credit, all the play. I love, for all the people who have kids and you watch the movie Finding Nemo and they go, Mike.
So funny.
Like, that's so funny.
That's the Madagascar, right?
Is that? I thought it was Finding Nemo. It's Madagascar.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's Finding Nemo.
Yeah. But it's just Thibs came here and brought us out of the dumps. You know what I mean? So I always appreciate.
He's Buck Showalter. That's what he is. And Mike Brown showed Torrey. We'll see. Right. Like, obviously, we hope the Knicks could have, a run like the 90s Yankees with Torrey's had. But, like, that's the comp. But, again, like I talked about this the other night, like, that's what makes this run so special for the Knicks. This wasn't just, like, a flash in the pan. Like, they started from nothing. Like, the entire starting 5 for the Knicks was acquired in shrewd moves or signings. It wasn't just, they like how the Spurs were built, where, like, they sucked, got a generational, once-in-a-lifetime player in Wemby, got the number 2 pick in Dylan Harper, Castle. Like, they built their team, and obviously they got to pick the right player, but way different than what Leon Rose had to do. But it all started when they hired Tibbs, and they won 41 games that first year and lost to Atlanta in 5, but they restored order. The Knicks were a real franchise again. They weren't a joke. They weren't a laughingstock. And I hope Tibbs knows that none of this is possible without him laying the foundation the 5 years he was the coach.
Of course. And I love seeing all the players like Patrick and Starks and everybody there to celebrate, and for Spike and all the guys that live, breathes, Knicks. It's a great feeling, man. And, I think I'm finally ready to talk Jets. I've been struggling so much to not. I just couldn't get my mind out of this playoffs run, and for it to end in this type of feeling, I got to watch it with my brother and my son. Sonny doesn't get it. He's 7-year-old. It's 1 a.m. We're still celebrating. It didn't hit him yet that like when he gets older, he's going to be able to tell that story of like watching the Knicks finals and how we were such a doubted team and had so many haters and even the refs. Like we beat the refs. We beat the lottery. We never win the lottery. Like we beat everything, man. It's this incredible run. And I love one thing I'm on the record saying, probably not on your show, but like to all my boys and stuff, I did not want to trade for Giannis, and I couldn't be happier that we kept this nucleus. And now we're going to have this squad, for a couple more years. No one's old. Everyone's still in prime. So it's such a good feeling, man. And I love you, Jake. I love it.
Bonesy, I love you. Take off from work on Thursday. Go to the parade.
I'm going to be here. I don't know what I'm going to do. I might have to lock the door and say fuck it. But, man, go New York, go New York, go. Let's go, baby.
Yeah.
Say go New York, go New York, go. Go New York, go New York, go.
Let me shout out Dom Sorrow. He sent me a Venmo. He's in the raffle. Again, the hat I'm wearing is the raffle prize. You can order one online. It might not be there till August, I was told. Or you could try and see if your local Dick's Sporting Goods has it in. But these have been sold out, I've been told. MSG had them available this morning. I went at 9 a.m. I had a flight at 6 o'clock this morning from Boston to JFK. First thing I did, I took the Uber shuttle. It drops you off right in front of Penn Station. Went underneath to the Garden Team Store with my suitcase and all this stuff. I had to carry all this radio equipment with me because I did the show. I had to get that through security. Finally got through. I had spent a ridiculous amount of money on Knicks swag. And we're just scratching the surface because they only had black championship t-shirts. I want blue. But I bought a couple hats, shirts. My championship chain right here. Unreal. I mentioned I was in Boston for this, right? So this is part of my reaction when the Knicks first won. Unreal. I was diving on floors watching the end of this game, especially when the Knicks were missing free throws. Because still the PTSD, I believed in this team, but it's still the PTSD of being a fan of teams that lose still came out. And how about Mitchell Robinson, man? The longest tenured Knick coming up with one of the most important offensive rebounds in Knick history. I can't say the most important offensive rebound because that happened the other night. Unreal. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line, but keep getting to more of your calls. Doc Jet fan with a super chat. Wemby proves he has a long way to go as a player and a man. Folded down the stretch, didn't shake after losing, grow up. I agree. And his comments afterwards, oh, we dominated the series. Of course, we're going to win the next three. It's just not likable. Not likable at all. And Brunson exposed him. And that's what's so great about Brunson. As the series got on, he figured out what he had to do to get his shot off and to be efficient and take over the game. Jim Breeze says, hope you had a great time at your friend's wedding and finally got some sleep. Wonder how shot you're going to look in the wedding photos. Thank you for your commitment to New York sports. Jim, thank you for watching the show, man. It's not possible without that. I'm on legit no sleep, and it's so worth it. I'm doing my best, though. We're making it happen here. I actually have one of the photos from the wedding that someone just sent me. Let's see if I can pull it up. I'll work on that. Wayne says the next quarterback for the Jets needs to wear number 11. Amen. Amen. Messier saved the Rangers. Brunson saved the Knicks. Can the Jets get a quarterback that wears number 11? That could be the key. More of your calls right now, ladies and gentlemen. A man who will be at the parade on Thursday is on the line.
Purple belt Mike, he loves the Dark Knight. He's got a green pool and he jumps right in. Maybe someday he'll get a brown belt, but for now he's just that purple belt Mike. Purple belt Mike, he might be purple, but he can still kick your dirty ass.
Oh, fuck. Yo, can you see me? Because the screen went black.
I see you.
All right. This is the greatest sports weekend of my life, and I'll never be replicated. Went to the UFC Freedom 250, and I was watching the Knicks. I had my Knicks stuff with me. I'm on 7 hours of sleep in 3 days, and I don't give a fuck. I had the time of my life. I was so crazy. DC can't handle New York because the way I sent you the video. 3 bouncers threw me out of the bar because they thought that I was going to incite a riot because I was celebrating that hard. And I don't care. It was awesome.
Let's fucking go!
Were you yelling at Wemby when they showed him on the TV?
I was yelling at Wemby, and there was 2 Spurs fans right in front of me, and they left right after this. They wanted no part in it. I have a bruise right here. I think I bashed into a table because I went like sprinting back and forth throughout the bar. And I think I hit the table because I have this nasty bruise like right here. But yeah,
you're a world champion, PBM. You've seen one of your teams win now.
This is what I want to say. That championship is for the players, it's for the coaches, and it's for the fans. Couldn't be without us. They felt our energy through the screens, through the phones, through Twitter. They felt the energy of the city. They felt our energy in taking over all the stadiums that we took over. The Knicks fans deserve this, and we are a part of it too. And we had a hand in it. We might have not had a hand in the court, but we gave them power. It's like Dragon Ball Z, send the energy. That's what New York Knicks fans did. So we all gotta enjoy this, and we ain't done yet. This ain't gonna be the last one. I promise you that. It's not gonna be the last one. Let's go Knicks, baby. I want to know when that statue's built. Let's go.
We'll see you Thursday, PBM. Let's go.
Say go New York, go New York, go! Go New York, go New York, go!
We are raffling away the hat I'm wearing, the official locker room hat from the Knicks winning the NBA championship. Shout out to John J. He is in the raffle for 2. He sent me a Zelle, so I got you down. John, thank you.
Good job.
Unreal, man. Even just seeing this when I was on at 2 a.m., Knicks win the NBA Finals. Like, what? Also, I didn't get to watch the White House card last night because I was at the wedding, but it looked pretty sick. So I'm glad PBM got to experience that UFC card in person. That's wild. All right, more of your calls here. Everyone's excited about this guy's reaction to the Knicks becoming a world champion. Hit it.
Yes! Yes! Let's go Knicks! This our year, baby! Win the chip! Jake, my champion brother. Jake, my champion brother. It's always good to see you, champion. The champ. The champs, baby. What they gonna say now? Hey, let me just say this, man. Before I get into my soliloquy, let me just say congratulations to Joe Tippmann. Well deserved. You stayed down in the trenches. You did what was asked of you. You played guard sometimes. You played center. You are an asset to this team. Congratulations. Well deserved. Jake, I don't know what it is. It's like we kids again, man. I don't know why we can't sleep. I haven't slept in 3 days, man. I don't know what's come over me. I don't know why. I can't bring myself to sleep. Yo, man. This is historical, man. And let me just start with this, man. Let's start with the doubters. Everybody who said, first of all, we was gonna get swept. Y'all sound stupid and dumb. Okay, let's talk about our historic run when everybody doubted us. Everybody said in every series we was underdogs. Every series they doubted us. We had home court advantage. You still doubted us. Okay? You said the finals was between the Thunder and the sucker duck Spurs. We see that was wrong. Okay? Hey man, you can't. This team was destined. It was destined. Okay? You can't tell me this ain't an all-time historical team. It'll go down in history as being the greatest chip ever won. I don't give a damn about how many Golden State won. I don't give a damn about how many of them punk-ass pussies in Boston got. I don't care nothing about how many the Lakers won. The Knicks won the chip, and it means more than any chip in history. Because it's the greatest team you'll ever see. It's the most watched. It was more watched than the freaking Super Bowl. You can't tell me different. It's the greatest team ever, baby. Hey, man, shout out to the New York Knicks. They tried to cheat us in every freaking way. The refs, the extender couldn't stop it. Tony Brothers couldn't stop it. Gucci Man couldn't stop it. Stop playing with us, man. Jalen Brunson is his name. This shirt right here, I've been wearing since the chip. I don't care. I've been wearing this shirt, this 11 Brunson shirt, since the chip. Yo, man. You just don't know, man. The long suffering of seeing sorry Nick after sorry Nick searching and finding for that superstar. And we got him right there in number 11, man. It's, yo, man. Yo, Jake, I cried 5 times yesterday, Jake. I swear to God, Jake. I cried 5 times yesterday, man. I think I cried today, but I can't remember, man, because it's like somebody got to pitch me out of this dream, man. We are world champions. You can never take that from us, man. The New York Knicks. You heard, like, yo, man, I'm trying to find my way to the parade so bad, Jake. You know how the flight is. It's off the chain, man. You know, everybody's up there for Puerto Rican Day Parade and the FIFA Cup and, of course, the Knicks. But, yo, man, I heard we supposed to have a parade down here in Atlanta. We don't give a damn. There's so many Knicks fans down here, man. We run in the streets rapid. All of the haters is coming out. Yo, I'll tell you a quick story, Jake. I'm in the bank at Navy Federal. A guy comes up to me and asks me, hey, yo, man, be honest with yourself. You don't think it was rigged? I looked at him stupid like he had 5 heads. What the hell do you mean do I think it was rigged? I said, yo, man, you're not even worth talking to. You're not even, I'm a champion. I'm a freaking champion. I wanted to show out in the bank, but my money's there, so I didn't want to get kicked out. But, hey, yo, man, hey, yo, don't talk to me. I'm a champion. He couldn't say nothing else, Jake. Hey, yo, man, shout out to everybody in New York, man. I love y'all, man. I know I've been going on for a minute, but yo, man, it means something, yo, man. I had to sit there and make my pops watch it. He cried like a baby. If you go to my Instagram, KingLowski_Ford, you know what I'm saying? Yo, man, you'll see my pops crying like a baby, man. And it was worth it. You know what I'm saying? He was suffering longer than me, man. That's all he wanted to see. My pop's 65 years old, man. So, you know, I'm glad that they did it for my pops, man. You know, so, hey, man, shout out to the Asmaniacs, man. Shout out to everybody who's donating. I'm telling you, you're going to want to get in this raffle. You're going to want to get that championship hat. I'm telling you, it's sold out everywhere. You can't find championship Knicks shit nowhere. I'm telling you, you're gonna want to get in this raffle, man. I already ordered when we won the chip, so I got my hats coming, and I got all my paraphernalia coming. I got all new stuff coming, but yo, man, you're gonna want to get in this raffle, man. I'm telling you, it's limited edition because the whole world is looking for this Knicks championship shit, man. Hey, man, I love y'all ass maniacs, and y'all already know, baby. JTS! Just the Knicks is the champs! Let's go, baby! We are the champs! JTS! Just! Let's go, Knicks! This our year, baby! We're the champ!
Lowski is right. All the Knicks championship stuff, you're ordering online. It's on back order. It's sold out. It was reported this morning that the Knicks championship gear is breaking the 2025 Eagles for the most championship gear purchased by a fan base of all time. Crazy. I'm going to have more. I'm going to go down to the team store again tomorrow. They're supposed to have more stuff in stock. I know the NBA store had lines wrapping around the block, but I went directly to the Garden, and that's how I was able to get some stuff, including an extra hat. I have it right here. If you win the raffle, by the way, I'm going to include a playoff towel as well. But I got it right here. The hats are sweet. It's unreal. I mean, everywhere you go, people are still wearing Knicks stuff in the city. It's awesome. All right, couple super chats, and I want to get back to your calls. I'm going to do a second show later today because I'm a madman. I'm on 2 hours of sleep, and that will not stop me. Dom says Wemby's a bitch. Schaefer, Norris, Yanks, World Series. Jets playoffs as well. Sign me up for all those scenarios. Schaefer, by the way, was at Game 4, so he watched that Knick comeback. He was there with John Ledecky, the Islander owner. Ted Ruggiero, what's up, Ted? $100 super chat here. Ted in the Asmaniac raffle for 20 entries. Let's go.
Hey, go New York, go New York, go! Go New York, go New York, go!
To Doc's point, the NBA and the refs act like New York fans are stupid and don't recognize they have the finger on the scale. Doncic LA, Dallas first pick. Stop it. Again, the officiating in this series was egregious. The fact that the Knicks overcame it is why they're a championship team. Brunson's will to win is why they won Game 5. The collective will of them in Game 4 is how they came back. Winners win, man. And Brunson is truly an immortal, though. Like we will go and be telling everyone for the rest of our lives, like our kids someday, Jalen Brunson Asman, about what he did in these playoffs, what he did in these finals. Shot making in the fourth quarter in all these games. Again, Wembanyama was the unanimous defensive player of the year. He's 7'5", and Brunson is 6'1", if that. He's probably closer to 6 foot. I've stood next to him before, and I'm telling you, it's amazing what he does. It really is, man. Because he scored half their points the other night. It was just him on a bum ankle because Wembanyama's a dirtbag and tried to injure him with the landing foul that they didn't call. That was the Kawhi Leonard play in a nutshell, and they didn't call it. And the ref was right there looking at it and didn't call it. Ralphie Rocks writes in, highest point differential in playoff history, plus 283. Previous was plus 230. And they say we're analytically better. And what's amazing is, I said this earlier, Ralphie, if you took out the 51-point win that the Knicks had over the Hawks, it still would be the best ever. Here's another crazy stat I talked about on the radio Saturday night into Sunday morning. The Knicks spent more time in this series trailing by double digits than they had the lead in the game. They only led for 24% of the total amount of time in the series. It's the lowest percentage of time spent by a team that won a championship, won a finals. Winners win. The Spurs were not ready. They were inexperienced. That's why I preferred to play them. All the Knicks fans that we debated, you rather play the Thunder or the Spurs. Oh, the Thunder, they're banged up. They're not healthy. They're champions. They've won. The Spurs are young. They might win eventually. I hope they never do. I hope they're the 2012 OKC Thunder. But they got to learn to win. This is Wembanyama's first ever time in the playoffs. Other than Magic Johnson, who had Kareem on his team, name me the all-time great player that goes to the playoffs in their first year and wins a title. It doesn't happen. And again, the Knicks had a massive rest advantage going in, and the history of the league tells you that team is going to win over the team that had to play a Game 7. And I think all this turned out to be true. Wembanyama was gassed in the fourth quarter in a lot of these games. Jorge says, I'm a Laker fan, but I'm happy for you Knicks fans. Go Jets. Hopefully the Knicks karma helps the Jets. Because the Jets now have the longest drought in New York sports. They already had it, but they're now really in the spotlight because it was the Knicks and the Jets like right there for a couple of years. Now it's the Jets. Uno says, okay, King, Jake put me in. Let's go, Knicks. Uno, you are in the Asmaniac raffle for 2. Let's go. Jenergy in the house. She won the Knicks Game 4 commemorative ticket and playoff towel. Jenergy, I sent it out. You might get it today if you haven't gotten it already. Congrats again on that. She's in for another 10. She says, talk about redemption story. Spurs swept the Knicks 4-1 at MSG in 99. 27 years later, the Knicks sweep the Spurs. It was a gentleman's sweep, right? Because the Knicks won Game 3 of the 99 finals at MSG. Then they lost the next 2. Because they still had the old format for the finals. It was 2-3-2. Now it's 2-2-1-1-1. But there's a lot of similarities. Some great redemption for the Knicks and their alum beating the Spurs. It's funny. Jenergy brings up the fact that the Knicks are NBA Cup champs. They beat the Spurs in that. Now they won the finals. I agreed with the Knicks' decision. I thought Dolan was spot on to not raise a banner for the NBA Cup. But now that you've won the whole thing, if you wanted to raise the Cup banner as well, fine. I'm okay with it. I wanted a championship. The NBA Cup means nothing to me, but if you want to put it up there now, just to say this is the most magical year of Knick history, you could argue. Most dominant run we may ever see. We'll never see this again. Even the Knicks win another championship with his core. I doubt they're going 16-3 in the playoffs. It's not normal. It doesn't happen. They won 9 consecutive road games. They broke the record that they were tied with the Shaq and Kobe Lakers of 2001. They broke that record. They won 3 games in San Antonio. The Spurs led by at least 12 or more in every game of the series. They had the lead or the game was tied in every game of the series with 2 minutes to go. And the Knicks won 4 of the 5 games. It is a surreal championship run that we will never, ever see again. It doesn't happen. Unbelievable. More of your calls right now. Ladies and gentlemen, I know this guy is absolutely fired up for his team winning a championship. Ready, ladies and gentlemen, stop what you're doing and get ready.
I've paid my dues time after time. I've done my sentence, but committed no crime. We are the champions, my friends. There is no better feeling than ripping that song off when you win a championship. Jake, To me, it was the perfect of all perfect endings. I'm glad that Wembanyama was on that court, walking off the exact opposite of Jalen Brunson last year when we lost Indiana, who has the class to go over and shake hands when you lose. That little bitch and the rest of the Spurs who followed him, it's a disgrace. And really, the NBA should look at what hockey does and make you shake hands after. Teach your kids how to act. To go about a little more with Jalen Brunson, the perfect ending, Jake. This guy, when a lot of the Knicks were struggling in the fourth quarter, and you can't blame him, it was right there. Our captain, the greatest leader of all time, dominated like we've seen in New York him do so many times. But now the national stage finally saw it in their face. No one could say it wasn't efficient. 45 points and killer. And I know deep down somewhere Tibbs was smiling because we had to do it iso ball to win that game. And that shows you, that's why I love Mike Brown. There's different ways to skin a cat. We had to be more ball movement. But when it came down to it, the NBA is still, your superstar has to sometimes just put you on your back to get you over the hump.
His will to win was the difference in the game. Very few athletes, especially New York athletes, can tap into that on the biggest stage. Brunson is an immortal. He again, we talk about the way we revere Joe Namath, the way we revere Derek Jeter in this town, the way we revere Mark Messier. He is one of those athletes now. He is one of the great winners, clutch performers. He's like a hybrid of Jeter and Mariano. Like, it is unbelievable how good he is.
Right, because season ticket holder as a kid to the Yankees, 96 through 2000 was my time, the best of all time. Jeter, I was not a diehard hockey guy, but Messier. Brunson's different because when you look at him, he doesn't look the part. You overlook that. The guy's will to win it can't be measured. This was better than them all. I love Jalen Brunson more than any athlete because of everything on top of the basketball, the leadership. And we are going to win another. When we lost Indiana last year, I grabbed my son. I said, we're going to get one and we're going to get two with this guy because he does it. He did it in high school, 2 at Villanova, and still being doubted. He's the MVP of the league this year. I don't care if they don't give it to him. He's the best player this year in the NBA. Period. He is. What are we talking about? It's just, I just can't. What are we talking about? The statue will be built. The Jets, to get over the hump, I'm afraid to say, they need to find a guy like this to take your franchise to levels that the run was unbelievable. All of it. We needed every character on this team had a piece of it. But in the end, to get you over the top, to not play that 6th game, he just did it, Jake. I mean, as I'm watching it, it was like I was tearing up watching it. It couldn't have ended better. Could it have? I mean, couldn't it ended better for us?
It's surreal. Like that, I've never rooted for an athlete like Jalen Brunson in my team. He's the ultimate winner, man. Like, just he's everything we love about all our favorite all-time New York athletes, like the grittiness, the humbleness, the clutch before. It's like if he was made in a lab, it'd be him. Like, it's unbelievable.
And his father gets a ton of credit. You just know, like, certain guys, Michael, you could see it. Kobe, they're all fun. You watch those videos of Brunson as a kid, you wouldn't think he could make a team ever. He's not, even now, that's what makes it unbelievable how he does it. And it's still, I feel like I heard Bart Scott today. I love Bart Scott. Enough, Bart Scott. Stop taking digs. He's always. Like, hey, this always. I almost called in the radio and he's like, Oh, okay, Nick fans, you okay? Happy now? You don't want to trade Bridges? You don't want to trade Towns? You're okay with Coach Brunson? Shut up. It's enough. Okay, it's enough.
Bart also never gave Brunson his due. We got into a big shouting match when I filled in for Carlin, debating Brunson. He's like, I'll take Jaylen Brown over him. I'm like, stop.
Yeah.
Stop it. He's like, I
so
take Durant over him right
he
now.
Gave me he said 10 guys. It's enough, Bart. And then even Carlin was like, it's our day, dude. We don't have to justify anything. Nothing has to be justified. Nothing. Okay? Nope. Nothing.
World champs. That's it. That's
And
scoreboard.
Again,
World champs.
I know. Listen, I'm going to say with the referee, it was horrendously reffed, the Wemby portion of it and on that part of it. But we got a few breaks too. The Castle did not step out of bounds. We did catch a few. We went to the free throw line a little more. But yes, the Wemby refereeing, they always protect their stars, but it worked out better. Like I said it to you on Friday, I wanted him just like that, walking off the court like a fucking dog. Sorry, a dog, not shaking hands. Despicable. And the NBA really should find them. They really should. Okay, you have to teach sportsmanship. When you lose, you shake hands when the series is over. That's what it's about. You play it. But again, we're the champs, the greatest of all. But you know what? Why I'm confident? Because in a month, Jalen Brunson will start getting ready for next year. And Leon Rose will start getting ready for next year. And we're going to go for it. Jake, I don't know how you did it. Great run, all your airtime. Let's go. Now we'll start focusing on the Jets soon, but today's a Nick day.
World champions, Rooster. World champions. Jalen Brunson has tweeted for the first time since March. Somebody take Mikhail's phone. Mikhail Bridges went live on Instagram, and apparently he was hammered. So this Knicks team is fun, man. They're making the rounds. They were on Good Morning America this morning. They're doing Fallon later today. This will be one of the most beloved teams ever in the history of New York sports. It's where they have the dominance of like the 86 Giants and the 98 Yankees, but they're going to be as beloved as the Miracle Mets, the 96 Yankees, the 07 Giants. Brunson is your Jeter, Eli comparison, great winner, but he's also playing at the level of a Messier. Like Eli in the regular season is not as good of a player as Jalen Brunson is in the regular season. Eli in the playoffs and the Super Bowl runs was an immortal. But Brunson has every quality of a Jeter, a Messier, Namath, like the great winners in this town. Clyde. It's unreal. Shout out to Peter Castro. He finally sees the Knicks win another title. Love it. Peter Castro in the raffle for 10.
Go New York, go New York, go! Go New York, go New York, go!
Saw all 3 Knicks championships. This was by far the best. The refs were the worst I've ever seen in my life. Thought I was watching WWF. I mean, it was so frustrating. But it makes it so much sweeter they still overcame it. Again, I mean, Cat barely played in the last couple games of the series, it felt like. He was out. And Wemby got away with murder. Thunderlips. Sorry I didn't call at 2 a.m. I'm old and fell asleep at 1:30 after watching the entire game in my pool with a bunch of kids going for the Spurs. What a series. Let's go, Knicks. I want that hat, baby. You are in the raffle, Thunderlips. We got you down for 4. Thunderlips called my radio show when I filled in for Kay on Friday and said that when the Knicks were down at halftime, he had to work early the next day, so he went to sleep. His kids stayed up, watched the game with his wife, and Thunderlips was furious that no one woke him up to say, hey, the Knicks are coming back. You got to watch the end of the game, Dad. So Thunderlips, bittersweet for him. He didn't get to experience the OG play live. But he did get to troll some people in his pool. This was what Thunderlips sent to me on the Discord.
Knicks in 5. Knicks in 5. Let's go! Oh! Let's go, Knicks! Let's go, Knicks! Oh!
Amazing. Thunderlips, you're the man. You are the man. All right. Last chance to get in the raffle. We'll be back this afternoon. Again, the raffle is the hat I'm wearing. You'll get your own hat, though. I think this was like $70 too, by the way. 65, but I was gonna pay whatever. I bought so much stuff, and I'm only scratching the surface of the amount of championship gear I'm gonna be buying over the next several months. Sean Bennett says, so happy about the Joe Tippmann extension. Jet fans, we led the show with about 25 straight minutes of Tippmann talk. So if you're seeking that out, rewind to the beginning. But amen, Sean. I think it's a really good job by the Jets being proactive and getting that deal done. The King with an Asmaniac super chat. Knicks are the chance, baby. F Boston, F Wemby, F Trae Young, F Becky Hammond, F the refs, F the haters. The Knicks are world champions.
Yes! Yes! Let's go, Knicks! This our year, baby! Win the chip!
Crazy. They won the chip. They won it. All right, more of your calls. If you're on hold, stay there. I promise I'm going to get to you. Ladies and gentlemen, let's continue.
I guess I didn't notice Wemby and the Spurs being little bitches about shaking hands and stuff like that. I was probably more keying on our players after the win. I didn't see it at all.
The only player who shook any of the Knicks' hands was Luke Cornett, who was a Knick and is very good friends with Mitchell Robinson. That was the only Spur player that did.
I mean, that's reminiscent of the Pistons and the Celtics, right?
Yep.
Like when Bird stole the ball, I think it was the year, and they just walked off the floor. That's a bad look.
Wasn't the Bulls? Didn't they not shake Jordan's hand after Jordan finally beat them? Isaiah left and walked off.
Yeah, I think they might have done it twice. Yeah, that's the bad boys for you. But like,
at least they won multiple titles.
Yeah. Wemby is too talented to stay down for very long. And the team that they have is too talented to stay down for too long. I took a day or so to kind of enjoy this, but I think that we have our work cut out for us as far as a repeat goes.
You're already thinking about the repeat? Let the parade happen first.
When you want to be great, the work never stops, Jake.
Well, look, the last 8 NBA champions have been a new champion. There hasn't been a repeat winner. It's hard. That's why you enjoy this.
That's what I'm saying.
You never know if you're going to get back. Like the Knicks are going to be very good again next year, but injuries change everything. Think about how different the entire series is. If God forbid Jalen Brunson's knee or ankle injury, whatever it was, something on his leg that he went back to the locker room with in the first quarter of game 1. What if that was a serious injury? You know, like you never know. Look what happened to Halliburton in game 7 last year. That's why there were so many Knicks fans saying, I'd rather win in 6 and let's do it at the Garden. No, man. You win as quickly as you can because you never know what's going to happen.
Right. I mean, there's so much flux in the NBA too. Like, you don't know what the Knicks are going to do with a pick that they actually have this year in the first round, right? You have to sign Mitch and you have to sign Shamet, right? Like, and the wheels could come off those guys at any time. They're a little bit older. Mid-level exception, I think that's available to them. I'm pretty sure. Like, who can they get with that, right? To lengthen the bench a little bit. It's going to be a grind. Luckily, the East is a little easier to come out of than the West in my eyes. So they could be back there, and which is really all you can ask for, another shot to defend your title. As far as Tippmann goes, I think this is going to age like fine wine. Like, you know, 15th overall guard in the league. With the cap always going up, and we're going to have a good amount of space next year, and we're probably going to be able to move on from a guy like Sherwood and maybe even clear a little bit more space. I think it's a good move. And I think that probably what's happening here is they probably have an eye on next year's draft, possibly the second round, because there's a bunch of guys coming out in the draft, top tier centers that you might be able to get with like a top 60 pick. The guy from Oregon. There's another guy whose name escapes me. I'm not even going to try and pronounce the guy from Oregon's name. But like, depending on the style you play, you might be able to get your center of the future with a first or second round pick, late first, sometime in the second round pick. So that's what I think the plan was. I think they said, we're not ready to win this year. We're going to throw some bodies at the problem for the center of at the center position, because we have a lot of guys that can do it, although we don't have anyone who's really distinguished themselves doing it. And I think that's the plan. I had one of my friends come and knock on my door at 12 o'clock the other night after they won. I think he had a few in him. I was just about to go up to bed in my skivvies, and he was jumping around, jumping on top of me, beating the hell out of me, as excited as a teenager. And this guy's in his 50s. So this has been a great thing. Let's try and keep it going. We've got a good core. We know that Brunson's will to win is preternatural, and let's see if we can translate it into 2027. I appreciate your time, Jake.
Kyle, great call. Kyle already thinking about a repeat. I am not worried about that at all right now. We'll get there. Who knows? I just hope it's not 53 years from the next one. I don't know if I'm alive in 53 years. But at least I could say I got this one. This was Brunson's tweet. Somebody take Mikhail's phone. Again, this is his first tweet since March. And here's a little sample of Mikhail on his Instagram.
I loved you, and where were you? Sonny, don't go. Don't go.
F them picks. Tommy, I guess, is the name of his dog. People are saying on Twitter. That's hilarious. Mikal Bridges stepped up in these playoffs, man. And forget about the trade. We don't need to debate it. If anyone tries to tell you the Knicks gave up too much or they lost, they won the Mikal Bridges trade. They already won it by going to the finals, in my opinion. But they won the trade. Mikal Bridges was instrumental in this team winning a title. His defense was pivotal in these playoffs. He had some big shots. His performance in game 2 when Cat picked up his 4th or 5th foul, I think it was his 4th foul, and he had to basically go out there and run the bench unit, and he put up 23 points. That was critical in that win. He hit some big shots in the second quarter of the game the other night when the Knicks were down by 16. Brunson needed someone to help, and Kale stepped up at least in that second quarter before Brunson went into God mode from the third quarter on, when he scored 29 of his 45 in the second half. Just insane. I see that Thunderlip says Gary's the only person that will disagree. He probably will, but next time Gary calls in, he's got to eat a carrot live on the air. That was our bet. Right? Was it a salad and a carrot or just a carrot? Someone check me in the chat. I forget the exact logistics. Anyway, let's wrap with a couple more calls, and then I'm back this afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time.
I'm Black Gypsy, here to set all you delusional Jets fans straight. Your takes make me wanna punch you in the face, or kick you in the crotch. When this team sucks, they suck. I'm Black Gypsy, I'm Black Gypsy, I'm Black Gypsy, I'm Black Gypsy.
Yeah.
World champs, Black
World champs, bro. Yo, look, so I don't know what Kyle's talking about. I don't know what anyone's talking about. We are the champions forever. From this day forward, You can't say shit to me. No one, anywhere. You can be a Jordan fan. You can be the greatest. You can have LeBron quotes. I don't give a fuck. We are the Knicks, and we just won a championship in the most epic way possible. Everybody can eat ass. Everybody can suck up. Excuse my French. You know what I mean? Like, we are the team, bro. We came back in legendary fashion. We beat the NBA. We beat the refs. Like, come on, man. Like, yeah, this is it. I'm retired. I'm done. I'm officially done with watching basketball. I can't watch basketball anymore. What basketball turned into is disgraceful. But this is the last year of me watching it, and my team won. My team won in the best fashion you could win, bro. Like, what? Knicks for life. You can't say shit to me ever.
Everyone counted them out. Each round, people tried to. And you know what was amazing? Because of the way the Knicks were just kicking the crap out of teams, they were trying to come up with excuses. Oh, analytically, we would have won this. Oh, we're actually the better team. Wemby, we dominated the series. And it's just, the Knicks just said, none of your nonsense matters. We are going to beat you. We are going to dominate you. And we do not care about any outside noise. They were as locked in of a team as I've ever seen in my fandom. I'll probably never see a team more locked in than the 26.
This is the greatest team ever. I don't care about Jordan. I don't care about any other team, bro. I don't give a fuck what anyone has to say. This is the greatest team ever. Point blank, period. 53 years, we came back and we won a championship. I don't need to win 2. I don't need to win 3. I have this. This is going to last me for a lifetime. For a lifetime. You can bring up anybody you want, whatever players you want. Brunson, shut up. Brunson, shut up. 45 points, shut up. I don't want to hear shit you got to say. We are the greatest. Knicks for life. That was it, bro. We got to see in a legendary game, OG with the tip. We won in San Antonio. We got the mine, because it's ours now. We won. You can't say nothing to us. We are the team. That's it. No one. I was talking to Weed yesterday on Addie's show, and Weed was like, he's done watching basketball. I'm like, this is the greatest time for you to start and stop. Because if you started watching basketball this year and you got to watch the Knicks in the playoffs, you're never going to see another team do what the Knicks did. It's always going to be a letdown. Like, from this season to next season. Like, this was awesome, bro. This was it.
Surreal. It's surreal, man.
Unreal, son. Oh, my God. Shit talking forever. I have that right now. You can't say nothing to me. Knicks, bro, we won. Underdogs for everything. They tried to stop us in every way. The NBA playoffs, the finals specifically, was by far the worst refereeing I've ever seen. Ever. Like, they tried every way to hurt Brunson. They tried every way to help the Spurs. And still, we came back and won. Greatest comeback ever.
World champs. World champ. Surreal, man. It really is. The officiating was putrid. And they still won. They overcame it. I mean, it felt like Cat barely played the last couple of games of the series. He was the Knicks' best player the first 2 games of the finals, I thought. Unreal. Couple minutes left. Again, we're back tomorrow. My voice sounds shot. That's because I am on 0 sleep. And it's well worth it. World champs. World champs. Yes. They've done it. All right. Couple calls left. Let's see what this man thinks of the Knick greatness.
After 25 years of watching some of the greatest professional sports of all mankind, we finally can say we got our fair share to go to the ship, kick the asses of every single one of them from top to bottom, pillar to pillar, post to post. Who was the first team that wanted to come at us? Atlanta. What did they get? Bitch slapped. Cleveland. What do they want to do? They want to knock us down. Bam! Bitch slap. San Antonio. What do they try to do? Punch us in the balls. What happens again? Bam! Bitch slapped. That's called this. You do too much of this. There's an old saying. Your mouth was writing the checks, your ass couldn't cash. I think it was time for them to go to the learning tree. And they just got what was called welcome to the school of hard knocks. You want to knock us down? Hey, like Rocky once said in Rocky 5, hey, you knocked him down. Why don't you try knocking me down? You don't remember that, do you? Because knowing you were born in 95 and I was born, what was it, 84? Watch that one scene. Him against Tommy out in the street. And who won that fight? Rocky did. Why? Because Mick got in his ear and said, get up, you son of a bitch, because Mickey loves you. And that's guaranteed. Now that we're world champions, get ready. Because June 18th, we're going to turn the party up a little hot. And get some sleep, champ. You look exhausted after going to a wedding, being up at 2, go from 2 to 6, and then doing a wedding, and then all the party and all that. Go get some sleep, champ. You deserve it.
B, sometimes I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Well said, B. Spot on. I don't need sleep. I'm on adrenaline. The New York Knicks have given me a championship. Given a fan base starving for one, a title. God, do we need it? God, did we need it? I did sleep a little bit on the plane today, so that was nice. But the flight from Boston to New York is like 30 minutes. Here's that wedding photo I was trying to find. I don't look tired there. The groom's in the middle. He's a Patriots fan. He's won enough. Top Gun Jet fan. Let's go Knicks, baby. This will go down as the best run. And to tell people my Knicks are world champs feels amazing. They were trying to take it from us. And now can the Jets be good this year? Right? I've thought about that. So many people were calling the show the other night, too, on ESPN, being like, can this be the Jets next? It provides hope for all the teams that haven't won, including the Jets. Again, what makes the Knicks run, I think, so special, it wasn't just like, oh, they got LeBron who led them to a title. It wasn't like this flash in the pan. This was built over 6 years with Leon Rose. He got hired right before COVID in 2020. This was a 6-year build where they improved basically every year. Specifically the last 4 when they signed Brunson going into the 22 season. Unreal. Top Gun, you're in for 2. Ladies and gentlemen, I know this guy is fired up about his Knicks. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Mikey Midnight.
Hello, I'm Mikey. I'm Bobby's little bro. Have you seen Jake Graves? She's so beautiful. I love my boy Jake, but not in a gay way. I am so happy. I'm not going to touch anything, I promise.
Hey, Jake, we did it. Yeah. Champions, all right, right?
World champs, Mikey, say it.
Yeah, we are the champions. Me and my friends from New York, we love the Knicks. And tell everybody, NBA, we rock your house too. And guess what, Jake? Guess what, Jake? My supervisor and his wife bought me a New York champion hat.
Nice. I love that.
Yeah. You know Dr. Lacarni, our friend? You know Dr. Lacarni from Brattleboro Hospital? You know him. Yeah, him and his wife is going to have a baby, the first baby, in November. Yeah, that's exciting. And he loves the Knicks, too. He loves the Knicks. Bobby talked to him already. He was happy about the Knicks winning, too, you. Yeah, you got to watch it at home. Oh, no, you were at the wedding, right? That was fun, the wedding, right? You had a good time. I bet you met a lot of new friends down there, right?
It was great to experience a Nick win and a championship, Mikey. That's my only focus.
And it's happy in Boston.
Yeah.
You couldn't say Boston
They
sucks.
rubbed it in. That's right.
Yeah, they always rub it into us all the time. Yeah, Boston stink. But we love New York. We still love you, Boston fans. We still love our town, New York. Start
New
spreading
York,
the
baby.
news. Yeah, New York all the way.
Start
And now-
spreading the news.
I leaving today. I wanna be the border at New York. What time is that parade, Jake?
I think it starts in the morning on Thursday, but the city hasn't officially released the schedule just yet, so we're
Well,
waiting.
I'm going to Bobby's house to watch it, and we could cheer for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be good. And then Jitsi, I got to talk to him yesterday. He's a nice guy. Ali let me go on to talk to him. Gypsy, you know Gypsy, the nice guy? Black Gypsy, yeah, Black Gypsy, that's his name.
Yep.
He's a nice guy, isn't it? I told Burton should get MVP all over there, have a trophy on him, and that was cool. He was carrying 2 trophies in his hands, and he didn't get knocked down at all. He's stand up tall. David and Goliath, you know, David and Goliath, the big tall dude, and David was the shorter guy. He put the axe on him. Oh yeah, 45 points. I love it. Yeah, I love it.
Go New York, go.
Go New York. To everybody in Manhattan, when you go there, I'm in spirit in the parade. Okay, so Mikey Midnight is in the parade with you guys. We go watch it together. Bobby Midnight and Mikey Midnight.
Yeah, let's go. Today's show is brought to you by PrizePicks. Reminder, you can mix and match any sport anytime. Put $5 in, and you'll get $50 instantly if you use my link when you sign up. Use that code HMA. We'll give you some baseball-related PrizePick lineups and some future football, Jet, Giant, every NFL team-related PrizePick plays now that the NBA Finals has officially wrapped. No hockey. Carolina won the cup last night. So no hockey. Knicks are champions, so no basketball. So if you're a golf fan, PrizePicks has you covered. UFC, PrizePicks has you covered. And certainly never a bad time to start looking at some of the futures for the NFL season. Shout out to PrizePicks. Promo code HMA. Put $5 in and benefit from the bonus that they are offering. One final call, and then we're back this afternoon in the 5 p.m. hour with Tanky V. Today's closer is...
Adam is cool, although kind of basic. He claims he's too cool, though often quite basic. He makes great jet points, looks a little basic. Adam is cool, too cool, but basic. Some would say generic.
Hey Jake, how's it going, man?
Adam.
You know how hard it is to do the close when like everyone's brought up every one of the points that you could have made? What hasn't been said yet, right?
Well, sometimes short and sweet would be the move then. you know?
Yeah, that's why I usually am. Not today, though. I got a couple interesting ones. So that was an amazing run. It was so fun to watch that team. And it was like pure aura. Like, did you notice like they never got scared? You could never see any fear in their eyes, any stress in their eyes, no matter what was thrown at them, because they just knew they were going to win it. It's like you just knew. They knew from the onset of the playoffs they were going to win the whole thing. And they acted like it, despite all the nonsense that was going on around them with the Spurs and the refs and the league and all that. So an incredible example. Very classy, very like late 90s Yankees for sure. I love the Messier comparison for Jalen as well. I think it's spot on. And I did think there were some Jeter qualities of him too.
Yeah, there's not an exact comparison to him because he came out of nowhere. You know, like Messier was an all-time great when the Rangers landed him. He won 5 cups in Edmonton. You know, Jeter was drafted by the Yankees, and like Brunson was a second-round pick by the Mavericks, and like had moments where he looked really good. But like when the Knicks signed him, no one thought he'd be this. Brunson admitted the other night he's like he never even thought he could be this good. His dad said that. Like they didn't know. There's qualities of his game that relate to Eli, Jeter, Messier, Rivera. Like he is one of those all-time great New York athletes now, though. He is going to be an immortal, and there will be a statue outside the Garden someday for him.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm happy that he and I have one thing in common, Jalen and I. We were both born in New Brunswick, so that's pretty cool.
How about that?
That's pretty awesome. I thought that Shaq kind of given a low-key, unintentional, but absolutely intentional diss to Wembanyama, saying that he's got to get to the weight room more. I think that's spot on, because you don't do those kinds of moves and cheat if you can't win on your own strength and merit. I think that was Shaq calling him out, saying you're doing all this stuff because you're not out physicaling them, and how can you be that? How can you be out physical at your size? So I think Wemby's going to hit the weight room for sure. He's going to look like 7'4" Admiral next year. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens on that one. He's going to take that to heart. And for Draymond now has to be the biggest winner, not a Nick at this point, because he is no longer the face of villainy in the NBA. He's off the hook.
And Draymond's Knicks takes, though, I will not let him off the hook, because he gave the Knicks no credit ever. He's such a I can't stand Draymond Green, but Wembanyama is a way dirtier player than Draymond.
Well, the only difference between Draymond and Wemby is they don't call stuff on Wemby. They call everything on Draymond, and deservedly so.
Well, that's the difference, right? Like Draymond is a highly skilled role player. He's not a star.
Yeah.
Wembanyama is a face of the league superstar. They let him get away with murder.
Yeah, but there's a lot of faces of the league these days, so we'll see what happens. But that was a reputational hit on Wemby.
But the reason why the finals are the ratings they are is in part for the Knicks for sure, but also it's the 22-year-old superstar is a global star. I mean, Wembanyama 7'5", he is on his way to being the best player in the league if he's healthy. Like that's the talent level he could reach.
Absolutely, but it wasn't ready for this one, and the team was just too young. And you're right that the experience mattered. And not just the experience, but the good experience, right? So you got the Nova Knicks, who now have extended the list of players that have won an NCAA title and an NBA title. And I don't really know if teammates have ever done it for both. I know that they've gone their separate ways on different teams and have won individually, but I don't know if it's ever actually been done with teammates in both and in recent memory. It's pretty awesome, very unique.
I'll tell you what, Adam, I think you nailed it. And the Knicks are world champions.
Yeah. And all of that was even cultivated in the Villanova years, learning how to win, how to win the right way. And
shout out to Jay Wright.
And tying that to the Jets. Well, who got 2 Indiana players, right?
Let's hope. If Omar Cooper or D'Angelo Pons end up being as good as any of these Knicks immortals, we got them.
Go New York, go New York, go! Go New York, go New York, go!
Good call by Adam there. Rick Kent checking in. Rick, a big Knick fan, wearing his 8th Anthony Mason jersey at the office today. Love it. Spurs are classless pieces of crap. Go Knicks. Rick in the Asmaniac raffle for 4 entries with this. Love it. Love it. Ladies and gentlemen, before we leave, a message from little Joey.
He had a happy birthday a couple of days ago, and he watched all the games, and he even said, "Cat, Big Cat's his favorite." Now we're gonna go take our shut eye, and remember, boys, June 18th, go New York, go New York, go. And in the words of Master Splinter, remember this, as Master Splinter once said, remember, go ninja, go. I made another funny. Ouch. Hey, hit my teeth. Oh, well.
Peace. Thank you, little Joey. You just turned 2 the other day. Happy birthday again to little Joey. Shout out to everyone who went to the raffle. It will be this afternoon. We got Tanky V coming on. We'll talk more about the Joe Tippmann extension. Then, obviously, today is the day of celebration. Knicks won the title Saturday night. If you want more Knicks talk from me specifically, check out the video we posted on the channel yesterday. Did a 4-hour radio show on the Knicks official station, ESPN New York, from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. Saturday night into Sunday morning. Plenty of calls from the diehards out there. So if you're seeking more Knick content, check that out. You'll enjoy it, and we'll talk more Jets and Knicks later today. The Knicks are world champions, baby. We will see you at 5 p.m. Let's go, Knicks.
See y'all. Never.
The New York Knicks are world champions. Let's go. The comeback Knicks have done it. They are now the champion New York Knicks. This is a championship that will last a lifetime. We may never, ever see something like what we saw from these New York Knicks.
The Knicks are finally NBA champions once again.
And if you are a long-suffering, diehard Knicks fan, this night and this run is for you.
Oh, hi. Jake wants me to ask you to click on the like button.
That's right, Lane. And if they don't subscribe to the Jake Asman Show, this team may never win another game. Let's go, Jets.